Welcome to the Complete Suicide Prevention and Crisis Support Deep Dive. If you've watched our main crisis intervention video, you're ready for comprehensive information, covering every aspect of suicide prevention from risk recognition to complete recovery support. We'll explore 10 detailed areas with the latest crisis intervention research and practical guidance for saving lives and supporting healing. Crisis progression and impact without intervention. Suicidal ideation can progress through predictable stages that significantly impact individual and family well-being. Initially, thoughts may be passive wishes for death and moderate distress, but they often intensify to affect decision-making, relationships, and daily functioning over hours or days. The crisis can evolve from fleeting thoughts to specific planning that consumes mental energy and isolates individuals from support systems. The psychological impact extends far beyond immediate thoughts, as suicidal crisis activates stress responses that impair judgment, memory, and emotional regulation. This acute activation can contribute to impulsive decision-making, social withdrawal, and inability to see alternative solutions. Crisis states increase vulnerability to additional mental health complications, as well as risk of completed suicide, making immediate intervention crucial for preventing escalation. However, understanding crisis progression reveals multiple intervention opportunities at every stage. Even severe suicidal ideation responds rapidly to professional crisis intervention, and the brain's capacity for hope restoration allows for significant improvement regardless of crisis intensity. Modern crisis intervention can interrupt dangerous thinking patterns and often restore safety and hope within minutes of beginning appropriate support. Risk factors and protective elements. Suicide. Risk results from complex interactions of mental health conditions, environmental stressors, and individual vulnerabilities, with no single factor determining outcome. Mental health conditions play significant roles, with depression, bipolar disorder, substance abuse, and trauma-related disorders increasing risk substantially. But having mental illness does not guarantee suicidal behavior. Psychological factors, particularly involving hopelessness, emotional dysregulation, and cognitive inflexibility, contribute to increased crisis vulnerability. Environmental risk factors include access to lethal means, social isolation, financial stress, relationship conflicts, and exposure to suicide among family or peers. People who have experienced childhood trauma, chronic medical conditions, or recent significant losses face elevated risk. However, many people with these risk factors never experience suicidal crisis, while others with fewer risk factors do, emphasizing the individual nature of crisis development. Protective factors encompass strong social connections, effective coping skills, religious or spiritual beliefs, access to mental health care, and restricted access to lethal means. Physical health maintenance, meaningful life roles, and hope for the future can buffer against crisis development during high-stress periods. Understanding these multifaceted influences helps identify intervention opportunities and emphasizes that suicide represents preventable crisis rather than inevitable outcome. Crisis assessment and safety planning. Professional crisis assessment involves comprehensive evaluation, considering immediate risk factors, protective elements, and safety planning needs. Mental health professionals use validated risk assessment tools like the Columbia Suicide Severity Rating Scale to evaluate ideation intensity, planning specificity, and behavioral indicators. The process includes detailed exploration of current thoughts, previous attempts, access to means, and social support availability. Safety planning represents collaborative process identifying warning signs, internal coping strategies, social contacts for support, professional resources, and environmental modifications to reduce risk. Many people find relief during safety planning because it provides concrete steps for managing future crises and demonstrates that help is available. Crisis counselors emphasize partnership in safety planning, encouraging individuals to actively participate in developing personalized strategies. Modern safety planning incorporates digital tools, smartphone apps, and 24/7 accessibility features that provide immediate support during emerging crises. The Stanley Brown Safety Plan, now available as mobile app, allows real-time access to coping strategies, support contacts, and crisis resources. This comprehensive approach ensures that safety support addresses immediate crisis resolution and long-term prevention planning. Effective crisis. Communication engaging supportively with individuals in suicidal crisis requires specific communication skills that promote safety and encourage help-seeking. Essential approaches include asking directly about suicidal thoughts, listening without judgment, and taking all expressions of suicidal ideation seriously. Effective communication involves reflecting feelings, expressing care and concern, and avoiding minimizing statements or simple problem-solving approaches. Discuss immediate safety planning, remove or secure potential means of harm, and maintain continuous contact until professional help arrives. Emphasize temporary nature of crisis feelings, highlight reasons for living, and connect individuals to professional crisis resources immediately. Understanding that direct questions about suicide do not increase risk, but often provide relief helps build confidence in crisis response. Important communication strategies include staying calm during crisis conversations, avoiding promises of secrecy when safety is concerned, and following up after crisis intervention to demonstrate ongoing support. Learning appropriate responses to crisis disclosures, including when to involve emergency services versus crisis counselors, and how to maintain supportive relationships during recovery, helps optimize crisis outcomes. Crisis intervention. Modern crisis intervention incorporates innovative technologies that enhance accessibility, effectiveness, and immediate response capabilities. The 988 Lifeline system now uses AI-assisted call routing, reducing wait times to under 30 seconds, and matching callers with counselors based on specific needs, including age, language, and crisis type. Crisis text and chat services provide alternative access points that reach populations who prefer written communication. Mobile crisis applications show remarkable effectiveness for immediate support. The MY3 app allows users to identify 3 support people and create personalized safety plans accessible during crisis moments. Safety planning apps provide guided self-assessment, coping strategy reminders, and direct connection to crisis resources when warning signs emerge. Virtual reality exposure therapy and online safety planning show 40% improvement in crisis management skills. Revolutionary geofenced crisis alerts enable automatic support activation when individuals visit high-risk locations, while AI-powered social media monitoring identifies crisis language patterns and connects users to prevention resources. Contemporary crisis intervention combines traditional counseling approaches with cutting-edge technologies, providing multiple pathways for immediate help and ongoing support. Evidence-based treatment approaches. Comprehensive suicide prevention combines immediate crisis intervention with ongoing therapeutic support addressing underlying mental health conditions. Dialectical behavior therapy demonstrates 50% reduction in suicide attempts through emotion regulation skills, distress tolerance techniques, and interpersonal effectiveness training. Cognitive behavioral therapy for suicide prevention specifically targets hopelessness, problem-solving deficits, and cognitive inflexibility contributing to suicidal thinking. Collaborative assessment and management of suicidality approach involves ongoing risk monitoring, safety planning updates, and treatment engagement strategies that reduce suicide risk by 45% compared to traditional approaches. Brief intervention and contact programs, including follow-up calls and safety check-ins, show significant effectiveness in preventing repeat crisis episodes. Medication management addresses underlying mental health conditions contributing to suicidal ideation. Lithium demonstrates specific anti-suicidal effects beyond mood stabilization, while clozapine reduces suicide risk in schizophrenia by 85%. Ketamine-based treatments show rapid reduction in suicidal ideation, often within hours of administration, providing breakthrough options for severe treatment-resistant cases. Building support networks. Recovery from suicidal crisis requires comprehensive support systems addressing immediate safety, ongoing mental health needs, and long-term protective factors. Family and friend education about warning signs, crisis response, and ongoing support strategies significantly improves outcomes and prevents future crises. Support network development includes identifying multiple contacts for different types of support, including emotional, practical, and professional assistance. Peer support programs connect individuals with lived experience of suicidal crisis, providing hope, understanding, and practical recovery strategies. Support groups, specifically for suicide attempt survivors, offer specialized resources addressing unique challenges including shame, family relationships, and meaning-making after crisis. Online communities and forums provide 24/7 connection opportunities while maintaining privacy and accessibility. Professional support coordination involves case management, treatment team communication, and comprehensive care planning addressing mental health, medical, social, and occupational needs. Building therapeutic relationships with trusted mental health providers, maintaining regular appointments, and developing crisis contact protocols ensures continuous support availability during vulnerable periods. Family and friends support strategies. Supporting someone after suicidal crisis requires understanding, persistence, and knowledge about effective approaches that promote healing rather than inadvertently increasing distress. Listen without judgment and avoid minimizing their experience or offering simple solutions, as this invalidates crisis reality and can increase hopelessness. Instead, acknowledge their pain and courage in surviving crisis while expressing commitment to ongoing support. Learn about specific warning signs and triggers while respecting privacy needs and encouraging gradual re-engagement with life activities. Offer practical support including transportation to appointments, assistance with daily tasks during recovery, and help maintaining safety plans. Encourage professional treatment while avoiding pressure or ultimatums that may increase stress and crisis risk. Maintain your own emotional health and seek support for secondary trauma that often affects family members and close friends. Support groups for families affected by suicide provide resources, education, and connection with others facing similar challenges. Celebrate recovery milestones and progress while understanding that healing involves gradual improvement with potential setbacks. Long-term prevention and resilience. Building resilience against future suicidal crises involves developing comprehensive protective factors and early warning recognition systems. Mental health maintenance through regular therapy, medication compliance when appropriate, and stress management techniques creates foundation for emotional stability. Developing diverse coping strategies including mindfulness, physical activity, creative expression, and social connection provides multiple resources during difficult periods. Maintaining meaning and purpose through work, relationships, spiritual practices, and life goals provides natural protection against hopelessness during challenging times. Learning to identify early warning signs including sleep changes, social withdrawal, increased substance use, and hopelessness helps implement safety planning before crisis intensifies. Regular safety plan updates and mental health check-ins prevent gradual erosion of protective factors. Crisis recovery often strengthens overall mental health awareness, coping skills, and life appreciation. Education about suicide prevention helps individuals recognize future risk in themselves and others while reducing stigma and encouraging help-seeking. Building advocacy skills and peer support involvement transforms crisis experience into opportunity for helping others and finding renewed life purpose, recovery, and post-crisis growth. Recovery from suicidal crisis represents profound opportunity for psychological healing, relationship strengthening, and life perspective transformation. Most individuals report increased self-awareness, emotional regulation skills, and appreciation for life, meaning following comprehensive crisis intervention and ongoing support. Recovery involves not just eliminating suicidal thoughts, but developing robust mental health, meaningful connections, and effective stress management. Crisis survival often deepens empathy, resilience, and desire to help others facing similar challenges. Many people become involved in suicide prevention advocacy, peer support programs, or mental health awareness activities that provide purpose and meaning. Post-traumatic growth following crisis includes enhanced life appreciation, stronger relationships, increased personal strength awareness, and expanded life possibilities. The combination of advancing crisis intervention technologies, reduced mental health stigma, and comprehensive support systems creates unprecedented opportunities for not just survival, but thriving after crisis. Contemporary recovery approaches recognize whole-person wellness and post-crisis growth, rather than simply preventing recurrence, leading to more comprehensive and transformative healing experiences. Subscribe now to join thousands getting reliable health information that improves lives, as knowledge is your best medicine, and we hope you've gained valuable insights from this video series. Make sure to subscribe and like this video. It helps us create even more valuable health tips for you and others. Don't forget to share with anyone who would find this useful. Also, please comment below with any questions or topics you like us to cover next. Stay informed, stay healthy,